The latest in current events, the arts, and the University of West Florida, coming up on Argo News. This is Argo News. I'm Peter Jutras.
And I'm Matthew Chamberlain. Counselors have a huge impact on society, especially in helping our veterans.
Ambition, hope to persist. If we have someone to talk these things about, it all helps us for the better.
Really, individuals coming to you and saying that they're lost, they have no idea where to go, and then you point them in somewhat of a direction, and then they return back to you and life is better and things are on the positive, and now they have a different outlook, and then that bleeds into other parts of their lives and their friends and their family, so it's kind of like a trickle-down effect. I myself was military, and there's always that camaraderie that you get when you join the military, and then when you leave it, it's kind of like you search it out again. And so seeing how veterans are willing to, sign that check that is all the way up to their life. Those are individuals that were willing to die for the most part, and to not have someone help them makes it feel as though they were willing to do that for no reason. And so if you could take someone who is in need, who also was willing to die for people that they didn't even know, I was willing and wanting to help them out so that they knew that what they did was not for nothing. It was to actually keep them always with the arms wrapped around them for the most part. So just because it's something that I've always loved and I have huge pride, and something that I just think is desperately needed out there with a lot of individuals. I think if I miss a day of work and someone comes in to see me, then they might feel alone that day. And if they come in and see me, and if it's just to stop in and say, hey, how's it going, they know that someone else cares.
Social workers help make the difference for those in need, especially our veterans. If you or any veterans you know are in need of help, contact Lori Milkers at 850-474-2550. I'm Shamika, reporting for Argo News.
There are so many ways for UWF students to get involved with a student organization. For women, choices may be few and far between until now.
Are you a woman here on UWF's campus? Are you looking to make a positive impact in campus life? Well, Her Campus is here.
Her Campus is an organization that is by women for women. We mainly work with the college population, and we're strictly for women. We're an online publication. We write articles, we do events, we do a lot of social media, we do a lot of marketing. So anybody that's in graphic design, anybody that's a writer, anybody that's into editing in any kind of way, anybody who just is like me and kind of likes to plan things, we kind of take a little bit of everybody. I am the events director with Her Campus, so it's my job to make sure that all of our events that we put on run smoothly. I'm in charge of managing them from a logistical standpoint. I am in charge of managing them from a monetary standpoint. It's my job to make sure that if we have a budget for an event, we stay on topic, we stay on top of it. We're making sure that we are not spending way too much money on our events. And I also make sure that they're fun and that they're going to include the student population. Yeah, we have our birthday party that's coming up on March 22nd. As of right now, it's supposed to be from 12 to 2, as long as it doesn't rain, because it's Florida, and that happens. But we're gonna have this really big party. We're gonna have cake. I think we're gonna do fruit kebabs. We're gonna have a photo booth, music, dancing. It's gonna be like your typical birthday party. And it's going to be pineapple themed, so that's always fun.
For more information about Her Campus, you can go to their weekly meetings in the Commons Thursdays at 7 o'clock, or you can visit them online at hercampusuwf.com. I'm Colin Bester, reporting for Argo News.
Fraternities and sororities are getting a bad reputation, but why exactly are they getting all the negative news?
Fraternities and sororities are becoming worried about the misconceptions they are getting. You can look it up at the UWF website. They talk about Greek life, and then they show you if you want to join a fraternity. Through IFC, they have their own little page, and they'll show you like the recruitment page that you have to fill out and everything. And then same with sororities for Panhellenic. And then you can also like find them on campus when they're tabling, and you can talk to them more about it. Depending on the semester, if you're doing the formal recruitment that they do during the fall, you basically go into each like house, but it's like a room in the commons, and you talk to each girl, and like they talk to you. They get to know you, get to see what you're interested in, what are your hobbies. Like as a personality, like, you know, if you get along with them and they get along with you, then they'll invite you back. If they feel like maybe you belong to a different like organization, they'll kind of reject your offer. For our philanthropy, which is domestic violence awareness, we host 2 events a year. We have the flag football tournament coming up soon, which we normally do in like February. In October, which is also our philanthropy month, we do a DVA dinner. Kind of give the information out and like help raise money to the Favor House. There's a big misconception that like all Greek life, like they haze, or like it's all about the alcohol, or it's all about the pretty girls with the pretty face and the high heels and looking perfect, when it's not any of that. It's just like a bunch of group of people that get along with each other, and we push for each other's success in life.
Audrey hopes that the misconceptions about fraternities and sororities will die down. For the meantime, she hopes that more people will learn and join sororities and fraternities. I'm Caitlin Lee, reporting for Argo News.
Woman of the Rec is coming once again, and reporter Megan Hancock has the scoop.
Lifting weights can be intimidating, but outdoor adventure at UWF has made it easier for women to hit the gym.
Women of the Rec is an event staffed by female employees for all of those who identify as female to come out and experience different areas of recreation. We have small group personal training, rock climbing, self-defense classes, group fitness classes, intramural sports, and then the sauna and jacuzzi are open afterwards. We think that some areas of general fitness can be intimidating, like weightlifting or rock climbing if you've never done them before, especially to female participants. So we wanted to limit some of those constraints by creating an event where the entire atmosphere was just female participants. So when participants come into the facility, they'll go straight downstairs through the turnstiles, and then we'll have guest speakers ready for them to explain how recreation has changed their lives. We'll also have tabling throughout the main hallway where different student groups, clubs, and organizations on campus can recruit and let you know that there is a female presence in these clubs, or maybe there's female-specific clubs that you're interested in joining that you didn't know existed before. We wanted to be all-inclusive, so that's why we stated that anybody who identifies as female is welcome, students, faculty, and staff.
If you are interested in learning more about women on weights, please contact Chandler Ball at 850-474-2061. I'm Megan Hancock, reporting for Argo News.
ABC.
The music department is an interesting environment that's full of arts and has a friendly atmosphere.
The music department can be a very warm and welcome place.
My major is music education, and I decided to do that after 6 years of marching band in high school, and I couldn't really find anything else that I was passionate about. Well, my end goal is to be a conductor of a symphony somewhere, and I enjoy teaching, and so I plan to start out teaching elementary or high school, and then go on and get my master's in instrumental conducting and continue to teach, and then get my doctorate, and eventually make my name known in the musical world. You can do it in 4 years, but you take 18 to 19 credit hours per semester. And that's kind of an overload, so most people it takes about five and a half years. Play the flute. I did play the piano. I actually got in on playing the piano, I used the piano as my audition instrument, and then I switched over to flute. And I much prefer flute over piano. The choir does a lot of different concerts. They do concerts with the Pensacola Children's Chorus, PSC, PCC, and then we're doing one with the Pensacola Symphony Orchestra. It's like a little family. Like we all know each other. We're all close. Because we spend all of our classes with each other, and it's like a little world by ourselves over here.
The music building can feel like it's in its own world, with a very welcoming community. You'll always hear music down the halls. I'm Norma Haas, reporting for Argo News.
The Commons is the one-stop shop for not only books and supplies, but also everyday meals.
With many of us getting food here every week, how often do we take the time to know the staff who prepares it for us?
I was a cashier. And then in the summertime when we go to break, I went to, that was the year the Starbucks opened. So I opened up the Starbucks in the village. And then I came back and I was cashiering again. And then Chris Clay offered me the job in the galley as the PM supervisor, so I took it. You know, what is the same is you get to meet people, and you get to talk to people, and you get to be around a lot of young people, which I love. I love interacting with y'all. You get to see people through, you know, being in love, and then oh my God, we broke up, and good grades and bad grades, and not sleeping because they're studying for midterms and finals, and you get to really know some of the students. You know, I mean, I really have good moments every day I'm here. I have good moments every day. So, you know, just meeting all these people. I like y'all. Y'all are fun.
Next time you're in the galley, send a smile to the person on the other side of the counter. Thanks. I'm Peter Jutras, reporting for Argo News. Oh, that's hot. That's hot, hot, hot.
Who says you have to go out to Destin or Navarre to do something? There's so much going on closer to home.
Looking for something to do on campus? Well, Community Council has got you covered.
Community Council is an organization on campus that's in all of the, each residence hall has one. We basically are just there to improve the residence hall and to hold events to improve the community. We put on various programs from movie nights to, we just had an event for the Super Bowl, you know, a watch party for that. We have an upcoming program where we're doing candygrams for Valentine's Day. Programs along those lines. Not as much as there probably should be, but it does take a lot of work. Yes. In fact, the Super Bowl event we just held was with, we actually partnered up with Pace for it. I would suggest you contact your hall director. Here in Argo, it's Mondays. It's every Monday at 8:30 in the first floor lounge. But meeting days and the times vary, so I would check with the hall director first.
Well, with all that going on, it's no wonder people say that campus is the place to be. I'm James Wiggins, reporting for Argo News.
Now, some athletes go unseen, but check out the dedication it takes to become a mascot.
Not everyone on a sports team wears a jersey number. Some wear giant foam heads.
So I have done the mascot here at the Pensacola Blue Wahoos, the Pensacola Ice Flyers, and Cat Country 98.7. And then I also had Columbia Southern University. It's an online university. Their main campus is over in Gulf Shores. They actually contacted me 2 years ago and had me come and do graduation stuff for them. And that was just like sort of a one-time thing, so I've done that. But I've been here at the Wahoos for 4 years, the Ice Flyers and Cat Country. I'm in my second year with them. Oh man, there's actually a lot of perks to doing it. One, I get to act like an idiot at my job, and nobody really knows who I am. They can't see my face while I'm being an idiot. I'm kind of an introvert. Like, I'm not the person that's gonna just go out and be crazy, dancing all over the place whenever I go out. So I sort of get to live that lifestyle, I guess, by being a mascot and just being crazy and doing whatever I want. Here at the baseball, just getting to hang out with the players and getting to know them is really cool because I get to spend a lot of time with them, get to be on the field and interact with them. And, some of these guys are going to end up being really big professional players one day, so that's fun. At the hockey, it's a lower level. Not many of them are going to make it to the NHL, but it's still, cool getting to be around the athletes. And then working with the radio station, getting to meet different country artists and stuff, that's a lot of fun and definite perk.
Now you know the dedication and hard work it takes to be a professional mascot. I'm Erica Dukes, reporting for Argo News.
The Hyatt Place is a hotel here in Pensacola. It's also in a very convenient spot for customers.
Hyatt Place is rated number 4 out of almost 60 hotels in Pensacola. Here are some of the reasons why.
We serve a hot breakfast, which is included with their nightly stay accommodation, and also each day that we have meals that they can order from in the gallery 24/7. We also have an in-ground heated pool inside, which is nice, especially during the winter months when it's a little bit cooler. People have the ability to maybe swim laps or just play around in the pool or work out in our gym area because they've been on the road for a long time and need to run or walk and stay in shape, and that's a vital part of when they travel, to have that as well too. And with the amenities, we have 6 floors. We have 127 rooms here, and king and queens, and then we also have 3 suites as well too. We have special needs like for distressed passengers, if they miss their flights or things like that. We're able to accommodate them, and it makes it easier because we're walking distance. We also are able to help with crews that come in and maybe not scheduled here but need a layover at a hotel as well too, because they need access to the airport. You're having a lot of business travelers that do the same thing. They're in for a meeting and then they're out either that night or the very next day, and the ability to walk or a free shuttle gives them the opportunity of time management, so they're not having to rent a car and drive and to get to and from their destination. We can do everything right here at this hotel.
If you ever need a place to stay, come check out the Hyatt Place on Airport Boulevard in Pensacola. I'm Vanessa Peralta, reporting for Argo News.
Graduation can be a pretty scary word, even if you've already graduated. Reporter Matt Chamberlain has more.
If you're like me, you're always on my UWF. Why? Because you're getting ready to graduate. Yeah, it's pretty scary because you don't know what the future holds.
It's been really good not to be in class anymore. However, I think every single graduate kind of runs into this. I've been in ever since graduating, in something I like to call a transition period, where I kind of figuring things out what I want to do. I think unless you're in a super specialized undergrad, I think a lot of graduates are going to run into this, not really issue, but just period in their lives. But other than that, it's been really good. I'm still working for the university as a research assistant and just figuring things out. It's been especially in Pensacola, it's almost slim pickings compared to other places. If I want a job within my field or within my undergraduate field within government, I'd more than likely have to move to either DC or Tallahassee. But other than that, it hasn't been too rough. I'm actually have some interviews coming up, so fingers crossed. UWF alumni are extremely good at just reaching out to people or being super polite when you reach out to them. And to any other future graduates, I would say don't be afraid to reach out to alumni, especially those who have graduated within your study. The brief period I've been an alumni, I would say the most valuable thing I've learned is to be patient when it comes to future goals and trying to figure out what you want to do. Don't dive straight into the first opportunity you have. Weigh the options. If you get a job, really think about, is this what I want to do?
So as you approach that final chapter, remember, keep in touch with your advisor, and afterwards, always keep in touch with your alumni, and maybe you can turn that piece of paper into gold. Reporting for Argo News, I'm Matt Chamberlain.
Podcasting is a trend that's catching on like wildfire. Many people love listening to them, and they're also pretty easy to make as well.
Podcasts. There's a lot of them out there, and they're easy to make. With podcasting being so popular, could this be the end of radio?
Just because I feel like there's a lot of stuff I want to learn, and there's a lot of stuff that happens throughout my life, like if I'm just hanging out with my friends, we're watching a football game or something like that, something happens and then we all comment on it. It's really funny. You know, that happens to a lot of people every day. So, you know, why can't we make something entertaining out of that?
Robert Vincent is a graduate of UWF. He also is the host of his own podcast called Higher Frequency.
You know, people have these ideas. I have these ideas, whether you're driving or in the shower or something like that, you want to write a sketch. I don't know. I just want to be able to have my own platform to be able to, you know, put it out to people, and if they listen to it, they listen to it. If they don't, they don't. That's a beautiful thing about the internet now. Beautiful thing about podcasts, that you can just put your platform out there, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, then it's still out there.
According to the Edison Research Group, over 100 million Americans have listened to a podcast. 67 million of those Americans listen to podcasts monthly.
I would say just stay committed, because that's the one thing it's hard to do as a student, and if you're working full-time, or if you're even working part-time, being a student part-time, it's really hard, because it's got to be like a job, and you have to be able to give your time to it, because like almost anything, like sports, martial arts, studying, the more time you put into it, the more you're going to get out.
Starting your own podcast is easy. All you need is internet, a voice recording software, and a microphone. I'm Davis Wood, reporting for Argo News.
Are you looking for a way to make a little more money with a little less stress?
Going to college takes a lot of time, patience, money, and a hit at your mental health. How do some college students do it?
I mean, really gotta say that I was like in a constant state of tired. It was super stressful. It was 7 classes, maybe 6. Either way, it was a lot, and just 60 hours a week. I was missing classes, and I was missing rehearsals for the like groups that I'm in. I'd have to thank caffeine, finding whatever time I could to not think about whatever was going on. If I could change anything, I would change the amount of time in the day from like 24 hours to like maybe like 28 to 30 hours. That way that way, you know, if the actual day was still 24 hours that we were expected to do, we'd still have 6 hours left for sleep. There were times when it was well worth it because I was making a decent amount of money, because I was making overtime hours for any hour after 40 hours, and I was consistently over 40 hours at the store. Wasn't worth it because of how stressed and drug out I was. I feel like if I only had college, I would have enjoyed it a lot more. But if like you're not able to really manage the time very well, you're not able to still get things done with very little free time, then like don't, because you'll destroy yourself. Stick through it. Things will get better.
James hopes that other students won't have to go what he went through. If you're having trouble trying to figure out what kind of career you want, check out UWF's career services at www.uwf.edu/offices/career-services, or call them at 850-474-2254. I'm Caitlin Lee, reporting for Argo News.
They say that children are the future. Let's see some things they learn while you're at work.
You may view homelessness as somebody standing on a street corner, holding up a sign, begging for money. But at the Waterfront Rescue Mission, it's a lot more than that.
At Waterfront Rescue Mission, we house, I think given night, about 170 people. Now, when it's a cold weather night, maybe more like 200 or even more. Because I lived in Pensacola about half my life. I was in media for about a decade, and I prided myself on being Mr. Pensacola and knowing everything about Pensacola. And I had no idea what Waterfront did or what homelessness was really like. We have people here who have come in from all sorts of circumstances. Maybe they came in because they lost a loved one and couldn't handle it. Maybe somebody has an addiction that they can't shake, and that could be an addiction to anything that takes your life down. Maybe it was the husband who was addicted to pornography, the man who was addicted to alcohol, the man who was addicted to gambling. I don't know what it is. But there are life-dominating issues that take over people, and they have to get recovery. Waterfront's motto is rescue and recovery in Jesus' name. So what we're going to do is, if that shelter for that night is that impetus for you to come in here and receive love from the chaplains and receive goodness and grace, and that's what says to you, you know what, maybe it's time for a change, then great, that's why we're here.
If you would like to learn more about the Waterfront Rescue Mission or information on how to volunteer, you can call them at 478-4027 or visit them at their website at waterfrontmission.org. I'm Davis Wood, reporting for Argo News.
Want to know what it's like to become a black belt? Escambia County Martial Arts will show you the way.
Break into martial arts.
The first step of getting into martial arts is finding a style that you would feel would go good with you. There's a whole bunch of different styles. As Tai Chi is more of a soft art, so it's more exercise oriented. But as Kikido, we are more of a less energy self-defense martial art, not very big into the whole, the watering crane or whatever they do. But yeah, so the first step would be to do a little bit of research on different types of martial arts and find what would go best with or what you see your style would be. Honestly, the most challenging part in general is just getting through like the first half year, because after that it all just starts to flow and it's all a lot easier. And so the hardest part in general is just the first 6 months is like a little awkward been. You're a child just trying to figure out how to walk, and once you get rolling, it's a lot easier from there. Yes. Yes, actually. So there's like two different sides to martial arts. There's the physical aspect of it, which always is great, and then there's the philosophical side, because every martial art has teachings behind their teachings of why they do a certain thing a certain way, and it's all goes back to the homeland of that martial art and how they operated doing things, and so it gives a broader perspective of everything that is.
If you're interested in martial arts, check out Escambia Martial Arts on Facebook for their classes and times. I'm Erica Dukes, reporting for Argo News.
It almost seems like a bachelor's degree isn't enough anymore. If not, then what exactly is the next step?
Okay, so you graduated. Now what? You're gonna go find a job, right? Not always. Students like Heather Lutkins go back to school.
I would highly recommend graduate school. Not only are you furthering your education, you learn a lot of other life skills that could be very pertinent in the workplace, just more professional demeanor and how to interact with people maybe on a more professional level. I really enjoyed being here as an undergrad, and I wanted to keep studying here. All the faculty is awesome, the campus is beautiful, great classes. These days, the bachelor's degree doesn't really make you stand out, so I wanted to get my master's degree to further my education and help me stand out on my resume and against other job applicants. My only regret is not having better time management, but other than that, I'm very happy that I went back to school. I've learned a lot, and I've learned how to be more professional in a school environment and workplace. I really love learning about human behavior, and I chose the applied experimental track because I was really interested in the research side of psychology as opposed to the counseling side. I would highly recommend UWF for graduate school. I've had a great experience here during undergrad and grad school. It's a beautiful campus, great faculty. The class sizes are awesome. You get a really good one-on-one experience with professors and can build a relationship with them that you can further into your professional career.
If you would like to learn more about the UWF graduate program, go to uwf.edu/graduate. I'm Matthew Chamberlain, reporting for Argo News.
Students have many different tracks to choose from when deciding on what they want to do with their lives.
There are many different majors on UWF campus. Well, I